Meet Your First Responders is brought to you by Bank of the San Juans, one big happy little bank.
Durango Police Sergeant Dex Shaline had wanted to become a police officer ever since he could remember. His dream came true when he was hired by the Durango Police Department in 1986, and on December 8th, he will mark his 34th anniversary with the department. You're watching the Local News Network. I'm Wendy Graham Settle. Sergeant Shaline said he's always respected police officers, even as a little boy growing up in California.
I remember seeing police cruisers come by my neighborhood, and I remember holding them in reverence. There was something about them. So I have a memory, and what age am I? 4 or 5, 6, I don't know. But I have a memory of some of the neighborhood friends kind of heckling the policeman and teasing or whatever, hiding behind the telephone pole. And I first thought that was not a nice thing to do. I don't know where that came from. I just didn't think that was the right thing to be doing. And I looked at them with great admiration and respect, and still do. But back then I remember thinking, if I were afraid, lost, scared, or injured or something, that's the person that I would want to go to help me.
Shaline's family moved to Durango when he was 15 to be closer to his grandparents. He attended Durango High School, where he met a friend who shared his same law enforcement interests, and they joined the Army together with the intention of returning to Durango to join the force. That Fred was Ed Aber, who also has enjoyed a lifelong career in law enforcement and now works for the La Plata County Sheriff's Department. After the Army, Shaline worked at Tamarron, where he met his future wife. He joined the Durango force a year later. Shaline spent 23 years as a patrol officer, experience that makes him uniquely suited to lead the Internal Affairs Department today. Shaline investigates citizen complaints about police behavior and other violations of policy by officers, and recommends disciplinary actions when warranted. But his work isn't all about disciplining bad behavior.
Unless it's something egregious, something out of good faith, a mistake of the heart where you do something on purpose, not just a common sense mistake, we certainly will. That comes down to some disciplinary issues. But overall, if it's just a good faith error on the part of an officer, it's counseling, relearning, taking another class, doing an online class, a defensive driving course if it were a driving issue. So I definitely say that we would want to lean toward, especially in every case where it's just a good faith error that we all make. Yeah, we want to counsel the officer and continue them on their career path to helping people and being the best people they can be.
When he's not studying policy manuals, Shaline likes to mountain bike, camp, fish, ride his motorcycle, and spend time with his family. And his advice to Durango residents?
So we live in a very safe town, very safe community. That being said, I still think all of us should take reasonable precautions in our day-to-day lives. Be observant, lock your valuables, and remember the golden rule. Treat everyone as you would like to be treated, and just be nice to people. So many problems that start so infinitesimally, whether it's a road rage incident or just give a break. Just be nice to each other.
Thanks for watching Meet Your First Responder, brought to you by the Local News Network and the Bank of the San Juans, one big happy little bank. I'm Wendy Graham Settle.
We're a state that gets things done in a country that gets things done. So when you're ready to, come see us. We have money. We're a bank. Bank of the San Juans, one big happy little bank.